Okay. This video is about learning, educational purposes. And it's one of those mystery that it took me actually a long time to figure it out. Have you ever wondered, look right up there, see them all? Oops, that was too fast. Have you ever wondered that there's always birds if you drive like in the highway like this, and you would see a bunch of birds sit on the wire, and since I was growing up driving on the highway, I always see birds sitting on wires. And it actually mystified me for a long time. This here took me a long time to figure this one out. And I'll explain it to you. And it always has to be around bridges that you will see wires run across over there, and then you will see a bunch of birds sitting there. Okay, let's see if there's any on this one. I don't see any. Nope. Oh, there's a few right there. Okay, sorry. I have to watch it again. But it has to be a certain section. If you watch it, there's a certain section of the bridge where they sit on the wire. And it has to be a bridge. Always on a bridge, okay? Remember that. On or close to a bridge. Let's see, this one. It's so small that I can't see. Nope, not on this one. It's not on the bridge. The wire has to be on the bridge. It has to string across the bridge in order for them to do it. And if you ever wonder why, this video's for you. And yes, this is a mystery that took me a long time to figure it out. It was one of those mysteries that I always, since I was little, I always wonder why there's always birds sits on the wire, but it's always end up like in bridges. Like this one doesn't have any wires running through, because we're not in like residential area or something like cross like that. But see how they don't stay on there? They're not staying on there. There's no birds on there because it's not on the bridge itself. You only see when they're close to the bridge itself or on the bridge itself. The wire has to be on the bridge itself. Like, see, same thing with this wire. There's no birds on there because it's not on the bridge. Now, long ago, they used to put it on there, but I guess because bridge moves all the time, not moves, but being repaired and stuff, I think they don't put that as much on there no more. It's because if something happened to the bridge or something, the wire won't get, you know, messed up. But only old bridges, you would see wires on it. But these days, they don't do it no more. I start seeing them. They either put on the front of the bridge or on the side of the bridge, like either way. Like this one, I think, have it. Let's see. Nope. This one's further. Right there, you can see it. It's further than the bridge. Nope, nothing on that bridge. It's on the side of the bridge. See, they're starting to string it right here, see? You won't see them sitting on the bridge like that. So now, you see the example that I just made, that it has to sit, that the line, the electrical line has to sit on the bridge itself in order to see birds on the wires. That's what people call it. But if you see these coming right here, it's right there, you won't see any birds on there. Never rare, they won't stay on there either, see? That's a nice wires that we just passed right there, but they won't sit on there. And I'll tell you the reason why. I'm going to pause the video, and then I'm going to the drawings. Okay, now I'm going to go into the drawings, and here's the drawings. The drawing is that when there's a bridge and there's a wire there, all the exhaust pipe, all the exhaust from the car would go underneath the bridge, and then it comes out, depending on the wind. So when it comes out, they sit on there to get the warmth. And that's why there's always birds sitting on bridges. Not on bridges, but on the wire that is on the bridge. But if, like I stated earlier, if there was a wire that's before the bridge or after the bridge, you won't see any birds on there. Not clumping. You would probably see one or two. They just like resting or something, but they're not staying for warmth. And this is only happen in the winter, because sadly, as it seems, is that most of the exhaust get caught underneath the bridge. The warmth of the exhaust caught underneath the bridge, and then it let go on the other side, so depending where the wind direction is. So the next time you see birds sits on them, on wires that is on top of the bridge, you can tell actually where the wind is blowing, you can tell where the warmth is, and you can tell the direction of the wind too, by observing this thing. And yes, it took me a long time to figure this one out, because like I stated, as I growing up, I always see birds sitting on the wire on bridges. But I could not understand why. And then one day, I decided to go in to dig deeper, and then the light bulb lit up. And that's when I figured out why birds actually sitting on top of wires, but not just any wires. It has to be on top of the wires on the bridge itself. And that's when I put two and two together, observing why they do the way they do. And all because of heat. And that's what they needed. They needed the heat from the exhaust from the car. And if you observe enough, sometimes you see them sitting close to a transformer. That's another thing too that I figured out. When it's close to the transformers, it's actually, like if you see a bunch of transformers around, it's actually leakage. I call it electron leakage. And what happened is, during that time, it has to travel from point A to point B. And because of that, you lose a little leakage. And because of that, that wire becomes hot. So it's actually a hot wire. And some of them would sit right on top of it because that wire is actually hot. And that's how that works. And you see all these wires around here, but they don't sit on there, see? It's because there's no bridges. See, there's wires everywhere, but they don't sit on it. It's because they needed the bridge to give them that heat. And that's how that works. Anyway, I hope this video is entertaining, but also at the same time, I hope it teaches you something. And also too, is that if you have the same question like I did years ago, since I was little, now you got your answer why birds actually sit on wires, or in this case, electrical lines. Why bird sits on electrical lines. But not, remember, not just any electrical lines. It has to have a bridge. And because of that, they get the warmth from it. So I hope that this video will help you with your mystery, and your mystery will be solved. Because like I stated, it took me a long time to figure this one out. Anyway, I guess that's about it on the video. And I will see you in the next video. Okay? Okay, this is the bonus footage here. And it's a perfect example. Look at all those wires there. All over the place, okay? Oops. Because we're in kind of like an industrial area. Look at all those wires right there. But you don't see no bird sitting on there. But you will see bird sits under, not under, but on top of a bridge with the wires. And see all those wires there? Tons of it. But you will never see the bird sitting on there. It's because there's no warmth. There's no exhaust. We're close to a hospital, and look. See all those wires down there? Look at them all. All of them down there. Tons of wires. And we're running right underneath it right now. But you don't see any. See all those poles right there? All of them right there. See? But you will never see any birds. So many of them. Anyway, that's about it. See right there, all those, and you will never see no bird sitting there. Okay, that's about it. That's the extra footage right there.